Alright, what's up? I'm Charm City 187, yo. So far in the past, I want to say 3 weeks, we've had 6 head coaches fired. First one was Gary Kubiak. Would you shut up? Leave her alone. Hey. Anyways, the first one was Gary Kubiak. I don't think his was probably performance-based for this year, but the last 2 years they've made it to the playoffs. But I think the big thing with him getting fired this year was his willingness or wanting to stick with Matt Schaub, and the GM and the owner wanting to see if Case Keenum was a viable NFL quarterback, and Kubiak just wasn't giving him that chance. He kept pulling him out of the game, putting Schaub in. I think Schaub threw a pick-6 in like 6 or 8 straight games. But I think that's what mostly contributed to Kubiak getting fired. Rob Chudzinski, 4-12 after 1 season with Cleveland. Yo, the Cleveland fans are fucking furious. I think this is 4 coaches in the last 5 years for them. I know since we've had Harbaugh, they've had Romeo Cornell, Eric Mangini, Pat Shermer, Chudzinski, and there might be one more guy mixed in there, but they're about to have another one. So I mean, I really think Chudzinski should have been given 2 seasons, just because, yo, he inherited a mess. That Cleveland organization is a fucking mess. They're in shambles. And they're just going to be the same thing next year. The coach needs more than 1 year to get the team behind him and shit, and find out who's good, who he can trust, who the leaders are, and shit like that. You can't just figure that shit out in 1 season. Leslie Frazier, he got fired from Minnesota. He was 21, 32, and 1 in 4 seasons, so you can see why he was fired. He had 1 winning season. He was 10-6 last year, and that's his only winning season in 4 years as head coach. Mike Shanahan, he was 24 and 40 in 4 seasons. Yo, I think the only reason why he even went to Washington was for the money. It had to have been, because Washington, they've sucked, and they're gonna suck for a while, especially if they keep RG3 at quarterback. Yo, if I were them, I would be trying to trade RG3 right now. He's never gonna be what he was last year. He's not gonna be able to move like he moved. You already saw what happened when they tried to make him a pocket passer. I think he threw 4 interceptions last year. I don't know how many he threw this year, but he was throwing them almost every game, just like fucking Flacco. Shut the fuck up! Jim Schwartz, he took over an 0-16 team, finished 21, 32, and 1 in 4 seasons. The same exact record as Leslie Frazier. I can see why they fired Schwartz, but I don't know, yo. He inherited a mess, and it took him 2 years to get it actually functioning, but they just don't have enough discipline, and I don't know if that comes from the head coach or the coordinator or what, but especially on defense, there's no discipline there. 500 and some flags in 4 years. I think it was like 537 or 535. They just don't have any discipline, so that's probably his reason for being fired. And then the last one, Greg Schiano with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 11-21 after 2 seasons. The GM was also fired because the GM's the one that brought him in. He was his college buddy. But yeah, Detroit and Tampa Bay are probably, if you're a coach coming into the league, those are probably the 2 teams you want to go to. Detroit has a great quarterback, probably the best wide receiver in the game right now. They have a good tight end, 2 good running backs, a good defense, but they're just ignorant and undisciplined. You gotta go in there and whip them fuckers into shape on defense. Also in Tampa Bay is strong on both sides of the ball. They got a new I think Mike Glennon is a rookie, but I'm not sure. It might be his second year. He might have been back up to Freeman last year, but Tampa Bay has weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Doug Martin, Vincent Jackson, Bobby Rainey, or Chris Rainey, or whatever the fuck his name is. They got a good defense. So, I mean, out of all them teams that fired head coaches, the place you want to go is the Lions or the Bucks or maybe the Texans. But, yeah, 6 head coaches fired so far. There'll probably be a couple more coming in. And, yeah. So, alright, I'm out. Peace.